Hi, guys. I'm back. Did you miss me? Okay, let me stop playing. Y'all, I got a serious question for you, though. Okay. Is Kimora Lee in danger? Is she in hiding? Have her family and her loved ones, which, yes, I know are one and the same, right? But let me just have my dramatic effect. Are they in danger? You guys, new information has come out in the Puffy case. And I know what y'all saying. T says always something every day. And you're right. There is something every day. If you guys don't know, Kimora Lee's house in LA mysteriously caught on fire. Okay. Kimora shared something on Instagram. And I'll tell you what, it didn't to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was suspicious. And most people actually pass away in a fire from the smoke inhalation. So, my paranoid mind was like, right? Was this I don't know. What was it? However, Aoki, Lee Simmons, Kimora's second daughter, her second daughter, has come out and she went on Instagram live briefly. Okay. I tried to upload it, but for some reason there's a copyright thing, but don't worry. We have the gist of what she says. We are going to get into it. She implied that she is either implying that the fire was way worse than it was. And we're going to talk about why that's kind of impossible. Or Kimora was scared for her safety and her children's safety, and they fled, even to the point of saying that they can't release their location. Now, why is this so complicated or even so concerning? For one, Kimora Lee Simmons lives in a mansion, okay? First of all, any place in LA with a fireplace is a mansion. Second of all, anyone that has a fireplace in their house, right? You know that there are fire guards. There's the chain fence that you put over it that hangs down so that like sparks can't fly out. You know that even around the fireplace, it is stone just to make sure embers don't start. The fire started early in the morning while everybody was sleeping. It was actually her little brother, Wolf, that discovered that something was amiss. He was just coming down to get something. And that's when he alerted the family. Now, let's get into what she actually said and talk about it because, again, we don't know if Diddy's involved. I will say that Kimora Lee has been leading the charge to make sure there is justice. Kimora Lee watches Kim Porter's daughter. She basically is their mom now. Kimora Lee has always said mess about Diddy. Misa Hilton Brim, who has gone against Diddy, her and Justin refused to unfollow Cassie. Again, people say that Misa Hilton Brim might be the first Cassie, not as far as white fingernails, but as far as getting Diddy bopped all over the place. Okay, I'm not making light of it. I literally am trying to speak in code so the video doesn't get demonetized. Okay, so they have stood. Misa Hilton Brim is now retweeting and posting on her Instagram stories pictures of Kimora Lee Simmons' girls. If you guys don't know, both of them are modeling. So they're doing big things and they're reposting. Now, right? Kimora Lee Simmons knows a lot. Let me read to what happened and let me tell you the links that people are making with Puffy. There's a blind item we found. Hold on. Let me read the blind item first, and then I'm going to get into what Aoki said. Okay, so I found the blind item. Let me just read it to you guys, right? Do you guys want some eerie music just to make it sound like more sinister? Okay, let's do that. Okay, here's the yo. You got to hear this wild stuff going down in the hip hop world right now. It's like a movie plot. But this is real talk, and things are getting heated. Take that, took that, okay? This dude, once at the top of the game, is now swimming in a sea of bad vibes. Everywhere he steps, bad luck follows. Mysterious passings, freaky accidents. Put your foot on it. Okay, fine. I'll be serious. You name it. There's this eerie vibe around him, like anyone crossing him or ready to snitch ends up in some deep trouble. And man, with his reputation already on thin ice, one more scandal could be the final KO. Now, enter Memory 3. Now listen to Memory 3, because when I first read this, I'm like, huh? But listen, Memory 3, she's the heart of the industry, been with big names, seen the real deal, tight with Take That, Took That back in the day. She's got stories that could turn the tables. Lately, she's been dropping hints about some dark secrets, ready to blow the lid off, especially after her friend's shady death got her thinking. Now, around this time, I was like, Memory 3, like Kimora Lee. But anyway, this is all alleged. Let's keep going. They said this, but check this. Right when she's about to drop truth bombs, her crib catches fire. Odd timing, right? What Take That, Took That, odd usually means planned. On Insta, she played it cool, like the fire was just a small thing. But the word is, it was a nightmare. Her whole place wrecked. She's laying low now. But peeps are saying her low-key Insta story was a power move, a signal to her enemies that she's still standing and won't go down without a fight. This is more than just gossip. It's a bomb waiting to explode, and it's going to shake things up for real. Okay? Again, they said, y'all, watch how this unfolds. Keep this on the DL, like Diddy. I'm just joking. They didn't say like Diddy. We're in for a wild ride. Stay sharp and keep watching, y'all. Now, when I read that, and I read that about like 5 or 6 days ago, it was like on one of the blogs, forums, or like whatever, right? You know me, I read everything because I like it. But Aoki Lee Simmons actually went live today, okay? And okay, I didn't record the live, but the live happened. People can confirm it. And the thing is, the information she says actually ties into this stuff. Just listen to what she said. Again, and get this, she didn't save the live. And Aoki usually loves saving lives, okay? So this is what she said in the live. Aoki said she's in New York right now, but the rest of her family was at her childhood home in LA. Again, Aoki started crying during this, saying, guys, my childhood home got burned down. She says her youngest brother, Wolf Lee, was the first one to recognize that there was a fire and alerted everyone else. She says her family was forced to flee with their pets. She literally said they fled with their pets. Kimora, on the other hand, made it look like it was just a little fire. But I thought, why would she announce it if it was just like, you know, a few embers burning? But it gets deeper. She says she talked to her mom earlier in the day and didn't realize how bad the fire was. She just moved into her apartment in New York City, if you guys don't realize. She just found out that they are living out of a hotel and they can't stay at their house. She said her childhood home almost burned down. Now, she said she did talk to her brother Kenzo Lee on she did talk to her brother Kenzo Lee on the live. And he said he couldn't go to school because they are camped out at the hotel. Now, here's where I was like, wait a second. Did that blind item actually feed into what's going on in real life? Because let me tell y'all something. Kimora Lee is a very, very rich woman. First of all. Second of all, I understand that the fire and all that is like very upsetting. But baby, you got assistants, you got money, you got all this stuff. They could have been had clothes and gone to school. The fact that they're saying, oh my God, and this was how many days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, the fact that they're not in school when they have all this, like, I can understand for like just somebody that lost everything in a fire. They didn't lose everything in a fire. They had to flee their home. You saw the fire department in the pictures. I'll put the pictures up here if you don't remember. Everything else in the house looked like it was intact. There was even like socks and stuff on the couch. So it's not like you don't even have access to clothes and stuff. So why are you guys have to stay in a hotel? Now, again, she was talking to Kenzo on the live. So here are the two options, right? This is how I think about it. Either the fire was a lot worse than the initial photos led us to believe. But again, I'll put the photos up here. I don't see any damage, right? So it was a lot worse than the initial photos from Kimora Lee implied. Or Kimora suspects that the fire might not be accidental and is scared for her and her children's safety. Now, keep in mind, Aoki was crying on the live because she just got off the phone with her mom. So she must have learned something new. And she also made a point to tell her brother, Kenzo, to not say anything that will give people any info or idea of where the family is currently staying. Aoki said that on the live. Y'all, what is going on? Now, here's the thing, to be fair. Diddy has not been convicted of anything. He says he's completely innocent. He says people are making cash grabs. He says all this talky with the streets going down. It's just not true. Hasn't been proven in a court of law. We're going to have to wait to see. But here's where things get like really, really interesting. Okay? Hold on, guys. Here's where things get really interesting. Kimora Lee, she's married. She was married to, of course, Russell Lee Simmons. He was going through all this stuff and he had to flee to Bali because he was the first person in hip hop's Me Too movement. And instead of paying, he ran to Bali, and maybe he was afraid he was going to have to do more than pay. Maybe Puffy's situation was the best thing. But then she also married another man. That is Wolf Lee's father. I believe his name is Tim. I did a video about him. That guy is a complete piece of ish and a con artist. He is currently a federal informant because he, along with another guy, Joe Lowe, basically defrauded the Malaysian sovereign real estate fund that was supposed to invest in Malaysia and help rebuild. I think they basically embezzled $7 billion through a scheme. When he got caught, he threw his partner under the bus. That is what Jolo, his partner, actually said. Jolo, if you didn't know, he was like all in and out of Hollywood circles. I think he even financed the Wolf of Wall Street. This guy, let me get Kimora Lee's husband's name right, because this is actually, I did a whole video breaking this down because, baby, it is good gossip. But I say all this to say, I'm going someplace with this. Was it Lou or Tim or Les? It's probably something also. Tim Lesnar. Tim Lesnar, okay? On top of that, we found out in trial before they sealed the trial that Kimora isn't even married to that man. That man had 2 wives while he was married to Kimora. None of the wives knew that they were married. When Kimora got a hint that he still might be married to wife number 2, because she doesn't know about wife number 1, he literally, via email, imitated wife number 2 and was emailing Kimora, pretending to be his wife, saying, girl, no, we've been over. He loves you. Girl, you better get him. He literally impersonated his wife to get Kimora to marry him. You know that you cannot be married to more than one person in the US. So technically, Kimora Lee and Tim do not have legally binding unions. Again, this guy's giving psychopath. It's giving psycho. But why do I bring him up? Because we are looking at Diddy, because again, if this blind item can be believed, everybody around Diddy is like encroached in like this thing. But also, Tim took like what, 7 billion, right? Roughly, might be north of it. Methinks he might have some enemies, true. Kimora has been in war with the federal government because apparently she invested in some energy drink that really blew up. I think it was Fuzi energy. I don't know. It was some energy drink, a big one. Google it, and it blew up. It's all in my video. And she invested in it and it blew up. The federal government tried to seize, I think it's worth like $10-20 million. The federal government tried to seize that, being like, no, baby, you have to pay that forfeiture to Malaysia. Kimora Lee was like, why? Like, and they're like, because you used your husband's stolen money from the sovereign real estate fund of Malaysia to actually buy that stuff. And Kimora was like, how dare you? I use my modeling earnings and my money from baby fat. To which that's when you know the U.S. Attorney's Office and the feds need more Black people working for them. Because as soon as I heard baby fat, I would have been like, ma'am, may I see the receipts? You used your earnings from baby fat. Can I see them? Can we see the receipts? Because I haven't seen anybody wear baby fat in over 20 years. And baby, you mean to tell me you've been going all this way? On top of that, let's also not forget, she is in a feud with Russell Simmons, right? Because Russell, first of all, they aired his butt out, and Russell's mad, even though good for them, they should have. But Russell also, if you didn't know, is very mad at Kimora because when he thought he was going to be indicted for the Me Too movement, right? they might have gone after his assets. So he took the assets he had and he transferred them over, stock and stuff, over to Kimora for a price that was super, super low. Now, a lot of people said that he did that because Kimora's husband was rich. She was living the billionaire wife's club life because he had taken billions from a country. Okay. So he was like, she ain't going to be worried about this little bit. So he transferred it over. The thing is, when Tim got indicted and all their assets got froze, when he got indicted and all of their assets got frozen, baby, he needed money to hire a lawyer. So those stocks that Russell transferred to Kimora for her to hold until the block started being hot, she sold them and used it for Tim's defense fund. When Russell found out about that, he tried to sue Kimora, being like, she stole my money, this and that. That's what he's been yelling to Aoki about, and all that stuff. Your mom stole my money, but that's what he's talking about. He really does think that Kimora stole his whatever money he had left and left him penniless over in Bali. Y'all, so I say all this to say, who knows? Was it somebody? Did they see any Malaysian nationals around Kimora Lee's house? I'm being dead serious. Tim screwed over a lot of people. He got a lot of enemies. Russell is mad and he seemed out of his mind. But you know what? I will say all that mess has been going on in the background. This mess with Diddy is in the forefront. I'm not, and let me just say this. I'm not saying that Diddy had anything to do with Kimora Lee's house catching on fire and basically fleeing and then putting it up on Instagram to let everybody know that basically her life might be in danger and her safety might be in danger, because you don't want to stay quiet about stuff like that, right? But I am saying that if I found out that Diddy was somehow behind it, I wouldn't be surprised. Y'all, what do you think Ish is going down? I'm going to keep you updated on the story. But this live that Aoki put up and then took down, yeah, something's not adding up. Why would she lie? Why would she, again, and why can't they say what they're saying? And why can't they go to school? And the fact that they were forced to flee with their pets when you clearly see from the photo that the house wasn't burnt down. Yeah, it's getting weird, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.